Yo, you in the mirrors, so pay attention. I ain't arguing no more, cause you got it. This mirror talk is exactly what it sounds like. There come a time where you gotta just start letting them have that shit. Like, you can sit here and gas yourself out, telling somebody how stuff should be, how they should process something, how they should feel. But at the end of the day, that's what you saying that you feel that they should be doing, or how they should feel. So it's like, are you gonna sit here and lose yourself in what you feel like they should be doing? Or are you gonna just take it like, okay, boom, this is what I would like for you to do, and I don't like that shit that you doing right there, or I don't like the way that you A, B, and C, and you break it down. Once you done said all of that back and forth, when you know you wasn't disrespectful, that's a waste of time. Why is you going back and forth about your own boundaries and standards? Why is you arguing your boundaries and standards? If you don't like that and you don't fuck with that, you don't have to deal with that. So there's no situation where you gotta sit there and act like you cool with something that you're not cool with. People only end up in situations like that when you refuse to leave, rather than just accepting that this person not for you, or they not willing to make the adjustments that they need to make for y'all to coexist. Because see, it's a difference between you trying to change and control somebody and you just having certain things you just not going for. Now, if they're not willing to understand that and move like they know that, then that's how you know y'all just not for each other. But all of that sitting around, going back and forth, arguing with somebody that you clearly see knows what you do and don't like and do and don't fuck with, and they still choosing to do it, they're showing you their answer. So all of that continuing to sit there and try to break it down to them, you low-key begging at this point. It ain't even communication no more, because they been understood you. They been knew what you needed and wanted. So at this point, what are you really fighting against? Like, what is it that you really pushing for right now? Because if you know that they know what you expect, what's the confusion? Like, please help me understand where the drifting happens at. There is no point, especially if you know you communicated. Now, if you one of those people that just get mad and be keeping it to yourself, and you know you never voiced it, but you feel like they should know, your ass tweaking, you tripping. You need to say something. Stop trying to make motherfuckers read your mind and getting mad when they not reading it. Because at the end of the day, all they can do is go off of what they think is wrong with you. When you could just say them the time and say what's up, stop playing. Stop playing games. It ain't enough time for you to be playing them type of games. Like, just be straight up. So if you know good and well you been voicing how you feel, speaking on how you feel, there ain't no reason why y'all shouldn't be able to come to some type of middle ground where y'all able to, like, okay, I know that this is how you is when it comes to that, but A, B, and C, I can't deal with that personally. That's their part. That's where they get to choose whether they're either gonna change some shit or y'all ain't gonna fit out, y'all ain't gonna work out with each other. Y'all go y'all separate ways. All of that sitting there trying to force some shit, that's not the way. That's not the way at all. Forcing, if you gotta force somebody to do anything, it's usually always gonna backfire on you. It's almost never gonna work in your favor. When you sitting here forcing somebody to do A, B, and C, or whatever the case may be, and thinking that it's still gonna have a positive result. Like, let's say, even with a child, for example, you may force a child to do something that they openly telling you they don't want to do, but you forcing them. Yeah, eventually they may get good at it. Eventually they may even start thinking they like it. But guess what? If they ever do hit a point where they start bumping into things back to back that they don't like, it could be one thing that triggers the whole meltdown, where now they back in their memories. So damn, I never wanted this to begin with. I never wanted none of this shit to begin with. And now I have to A, B, and they start melting down. They start having a whole freak out over that shit. So in relationships, you want a person to adjust because they want to be with you so much that they cared enough to make adjustments. Not because you've been arguing at them so long and so hard, you done wore them down. Because when they do start to build that strength back up, what you think they gonna do? They gonna boot right back up on your ass. They gonna go right back to treating you like they was treating you before. That same behavior that you was running from, that same energy that you didn't like, it's gonna come back. Especially if it was in them for real and they didn't consensually give it up. They didn't willingly say, oh, I'm gonna change this for you, or I'm gonna work on it. You just kind of beat them down verbally and kept on getting on their ass till they change. It usually always backfire. Trust me, I know. You cannot talk a motherfucker into something they don't want to be a part of. So don't waste your time trying to. Don't. You'll waste a lot of time trying to force. I'm telling you. When you could literally just find and meet you somebody, or in general, even if we're not talking about relationships, it could just be situations in general. If you feeling like you having to pull teeth metaphorically just for you to get something done, if it's seeming like you having to literally fight against the flow just to get something done, that's usually a sign that you fighting an uphill battle. Now, certain things, it's just gonna actually take you to put some hustle in for it. You feel me? Like, say you wanna do music, or you wanna be a bodybuilder, whatever the case may be, something that's really gonna take you putting the work in. I'm not saying if it's any type of challenge for you that is not for you. What I'm saying is, if it feels like everything is fighting you for you to do something, that's usually a sign that you need to stop and think about it. Like, let's say, for example, right, you want to go to the beach, and on this day that you decide to go to the beach, all of a sudden you can't find your swimming trunks nowhere. You're looking for them. You can't find them nowhere, no matter how hard you look. Then you finally just say, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the store and buy something. Now all of a sudden you can't find your wallet. You looking for it, you can't find your wallet. So then you say, man, fuck it, we just gonna go. I'll wear my I'll wear my basketball shorts, or whatever you end up making as your substitute. And overall, you just noticing all these things that never happened all of a sudden happening, where it's feeling like something silently trying to keep you from going, rather than you just fighting overly hard to try to go anyway. Maybe you should like really just sit your ass down. Like, you ever thought about that? Like, of course, you gotta go to work or whatever it is you do, you gotta go get up and handle your business, and you woke up and your car ain't starting or whatever. I'm not saying that's a sign for you to just say fuck your job or fuck whatever you're doing and give up. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if it's something that you know ain't something that you have to do, and you're noticing you're getting all this pushback, whether it's with a person or just something in general you're trying to do, you're getting all this pushback, sometimes that might be a sign you just need to slow your ass down, just chill. The answer may reveal itself to you shortly after you actually just sit down and chill. You may sit down and say, you know what, fuck it, I ain't even gonna go to the beach no more. Obviously, it must not be meant to be. And then on the news, you find out later on that day, a bunch of people got shot and killed at the beach, the same one you was about to go to or something. It may not always be that dramatic or that crazy, but you get my point. Sometimes you may be getting saved or protected from your own self and not know it. So bringing it back to my point, right? If you notice in a situation with a person or just a thing, period, you steady going, editing, you bumping heads trying to get some type of understanding, and no matter how much you fight for understanding, it's like you can't get no understanding, that's usually a red flag. So it's like you can sit here and keep on going back and forth with this person or this thing that you see clearly not working out. Like I already said earlier, this ain't about something that you actually already knew ahead of time you was gonna have to put work in for. We're talking about a situation where it's a lot of unnecessary shit going on. It's a lot of uncertainty and confusion that's being put in the air that don't gotta be there. We're talking about situations like that where it does not have to be as hard as it's being made to be in that moment. If you know it's one of them situations, it's like you can save yourself and your energy and hang that shit up and go find you another ball to play with. Or you can keep on letting it take you down that road you're going down. But just understand, if you choose to walk that road, that was your choice. You can't blame nobody. If you know the bed that you laying in and you still choose to lay in it, that's on you. And then even if you don't know, the minute you find out, you're responsible for doing something about it as soon as possible. But we ain't gonna drag this on no further. You already get what I'm saying. I ain't arguing no more. Because you got it. Stay in the mix.